Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling, episode 361. No, wait. Yo!
Is that the best that you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is my dawn. I'm a Ramon Razor. Rick Flair, Nature Boy, about to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, boy. Is that the best that you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of A Shot of Wrestling. I'm your host at Michael J. Putty, joined, as always, Mr. Marcus Davenport Schwann. Marcus, how you doing today?
What is going on, Michael J. Putty? How are you?
I'm not too bad. You know, the Olympics are full force. I've been watching them nonstop. They're in Paris. So tonight's episode, are you identifying as French? I need to know what you're identifying as today.
I am identifying as an American, although I could probably identify for pretty much any of these countries. There's a lot in me. You know, did you know you could be more than one race?
No, I'm learning new things. I'm learning new things throughout the day. And I wanted to start the show
so
off.
I improved that, actually.
I wanted to start the show off by apologizing to everybody because we went way into the weeds of politics last show. And this is not what the show is. Wrestling brings people together, not dividing people, but maybe not listen to the go-home thoughts in the show. Just enjoy the first three segments of the show. Maybe go home thoughts you can skip because we might get into the weeds down there. But Mark, how's everything else in life going for you, buddy?
Dude, so this has been a very challenging summer. And you know, for anyone that's been listening, that's been following along, you know, I am living at my in-laws right now as I am trying to close on a house. This past week has been awful. The house didn't appraise, which means I had to come out more out of pocket. And it was a dramatic difference. So I'm about a $40,000 difference I would have to come out of pocket in addition to my down payment and closing costs, which is a lot of money for me. So, you know, we had to come down to negotiations. You know, they were saying that they had an appraisal for a different amount for a previous deal that went south. It was bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of negotiations, back and forth. My team was starting to hate their team. Like, it was getting really contentious.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It looked like I wasn't going to this place, man.
Okay.
It looked like that, you know, it just, things weren't looking good until right before the show.
Okay.
We have come to an agreement. I got the house for the price that I want. I got it, buddy. We have come to an agreement.
Okay.
I am closing next week. I will be officially a New Jerseyan.
That means you can't pick me up to go to
No.
Grand Rumble?
Unfortunately, no. You can come over.
Sunday.
You're more welcome to come over.
August 18th, Ridgeship Park, New Jersey. BCW presents Grand Rumble in tribute to Mama Pan. Can't wait for that.
Yes.
That sucks. I was looking forward to maybe hitching a ride.
Sorry, my man.
But congratulations, yeah.
But yes.
I don't understand what the whole like appraisal offer thing is. Tell me that off air because I wouldn't want these people's time. But congratulations. How you feeling?
Oh my God. I feel like I went to battle. You know, like, no joke. My wife and I, we celebrate by having sushi. I come back in the house and playing the Roman Reigns music. You know, I just come in. Because that's how I feel, man. I feel like I just conquered. Even my realtor, like, because today, I'll tell you a little bit of the breakdown here. Like, today, they decided to come, meet me with their final offer, right? Which I still thought was high.
Mm-hmm.
And they literally said this is their final offer. And in my head, I'm like, fuck that. Fuck that. Like, I know their position. I know they can't say final offer here. I am not meeting their final offer. This is my final offer, or I walk.
Great.
And that's what they met me at. And my realtor said, dude, you have balls of steel. Like, I cannot believe you did that.
And you told me, I'll tell people to understand that they bought a house too. So they're in danger of paying 2 mortgages. So
yeah.
you had them like
exactly
over the coals here.
I knew it. And like, you know, and I knew our situation was, and like, you know, I was willing, I had my ducks in a row. I was willing to do go another route here because I know the clock was ticking for us as well. So I had an out. It's not like I was going to be homeless or stay at my in-laws longer than I already have been. That's why I didn't necessarily flinch here. Like, listen, I'm not paying them their price. If I walk, I walk. But or they have to come down to meet me. They don't get to have their final say. They don't have the right to give me a final offer. I have the final offer.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. So I am very happy. Hence why I'm drinking today.
Cheers.
Got the deal done.
All right, maybe I get.
For all I know, they might be listeners. I don't know.
Maybe. You never know.
Maybe.
Our views are climbing up and up on the social media, so who never knows?
Who knows? Also on Threads, by the way. Threads starting to step up in the wrestling community, so join us on there.
Well, kind of diminishes what I wanted to talk about, so.
Oh, come on, man. We got some time here. Talk to me.
I unretired from fantasy football this year.
Fantasy football?
I unretired. I'm coming back. I'm back in the game.
You are?
I'm back in the game. No clue what I'm doing. It's been so long, but we'll see what happens. Should be fun as long as I have fun.
Dude, I didn't know you were going to come out of retirement. I had an opening in my league. I would have asked you.
Should have. I probably would have came out. Some guy I haven't talked to in ages said, "Hey, by the way, are you interested in fantasy football?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? I haven't done it in a while. Let's see what happens." And I suck at it. I'm not good at it. I'm great at it when I'm playing with people who aren't good at it. So see what I think. I think I have a couple good people who are like you in this league. So see how I do. But I'm retired. I got my own red zone and Sunday ticket yesterday. I'm ready to fucking season to start.
Ooh, nice, nice.
2 years ago, a friend hooked me up with a red zone Sunday ticket with some guy he knew, some guy I know as well. I'm not friends with him, but I know of him. Gave me his login information. Fucking watching the Dolphins game, watching red zone. Great.
It's fucking awesome.
Last year they moved to YouTube, and you can invite people into your family so they can log in with their own credentials and watch it.
Okay.
So for the first 2 weeks it was great. I was watching the Dolphins game on my TV and Red Zone on my iPad. It was great. All of a sudden you get these error messages. Your account's been used on multiple devices.
Oh no. Netflix starting to do that now.
So I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, okay. You close it out, you hit okay, you hit okay, you hit okay, you okay, boom, it's fine. And so like maybe a couple hours later it'll be like okay, and a couple of hours later you're fine. So the other guy who's bought the thing was like, what's Putty doing? Putty's sharing his password. Putty's fucking us over. So my friend who hooked me up was like, no, he's not. He defended me in this situation. He's like, no, he's not.
That's good.
But every week he'd be like, can you just make sure everything's signed out? I'm like, of course, nothing's signed in. Everything's signed out. Everything's fine. And I'm not signed into anything but my TV, and it would happen. It's a known issue with YouTube.
Okay.
If you Google it, it's a known issue for all their devices, music, TV, now Sunday ticket, whatever. But he kept blaming me. So I told him, by the way, if you don't mind, next year I'm going to get it myself. I don't know if you want to stick with me or go with him, blah, blah, blah. So some guy who doesn't know me questioning my character like that, fuck that. I'm going to do my own. So,
yeah, no, I can't blame you.
So I got my own red zone. I got my own fucking Sunday ticket. My friend's joining me on that so I can fucking split the cost in half, which is a huge plus.
Ooh, nice.
But you get paid for four payments, which is a huge relief.
Oh, wow.
Not in New York. You got to pay it all up front.
Interesting. I'm thinking like getting YouTube TV when I move. I'm thinking about getting Sunday ticket as well. But I'm in New Jersey, so it might be different.
Maybe. Anyway, looking forward to the season to start. Can't wait. Let's go Dolphins. Fins up. Fuck the Jets. All right, anyway, Marcus, I think we rambled on and on. What was trending this week?
All right, buddy. So big signings coming to WWE potentially here. Pro Wrestling Finesse at Pro W Finesse. WWE could potentially sign Motor City Machine Guns and the Lucha Brothers. Wild. Lots of reports beforehand about, Pentagon and now Ray Phoenix and Motor City Machine Guns. And now here we are. It looks like both teams are coming WWE, in fact. Putty, what are your thoughts on this? Which team do you think would have more success in WWE?
That's a good question. I heard about the Lucha Brothers coming. I love Lucha Brothers since TNA. Fucking steal the show, whatever match they're in. It's great. Just never felt like they took off in AEW. I never paid them too much mind in AEW. But Motor City Machine Guns, they're fucking phenomenal. I have the pleasure of seeing them in person a couple times. And they're for their longevity too, their individual careers, and their as a tag team. This is what WWE needs, man. A solid, stalwart, veteran, notable, worldwide known tag team. And then we got in the guns. I did not hear this story about them coming until you mentioned it. I heard them AEW bound like a month or two ago. This is fucking huge. This could be revitalize their whole tag team division with two of probably the best tag teams not signed to WWE.
And not to mention, it's been discussed that the Hardys are in discussion about coming to WWE NXT specifically, though.
All right, the TNA partnership, maybe that'll benefit them as well. It's fucking great. It's WWE's always been hurting with their tag team division, probably one of the weakest points in the last 20 years, 15 years,
for a long time. Yeah.
Once they revitalized the Women's Revolution, the tag team was the weakest division in this company, and now they've done a great job the last couple of years trying to. They had their moments, peaks and valleys. Now,
lots of peaks and valleys.
With these four guys coming, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan, as you always say.
No, for sure. Like, I think instantly they're at the top of the division, right?
Have to be.
Like both teams?
Yeah, have to be. I don't know how the Alpha Academy is going to hang with Motor City Machine Guns. Like some of these makeshift tag teams they threw together are now going to have to legitimately be a tag team. One of the biggest gripes I've had, just random two guys thrown together to make tag teams.
Yeah.
Now you got four brothers. I mean, the Machine Guns aren't, but almost. It's going to be sick. It's going to be a tag team revolution here coming. I'm excited about it. The lost art form that is tag team wrestling.
I'm trying to think of the top teams right now WWE has. Like Street Profits, I guess.
You got
DIY.
My favorite tag team's still there, but they're floundering. You got the fucking Good Brothers. You got Street Profits. You got the Tongas. You got DIY. You got Awesome Truth. You got a lot of tag teams that are there, but you're not using them.
New Day?
Alpha Academy, New Day, Wyatt Six.
One would have to think the Wyatt Six for sure you have to bring in. One would have to think that with Roman Reigns coming back, and we're going to get into this in a moment, with Roman Reigns coming back and the Bloodline 2.0 versus Bloodline segment might come up, you have to think the Usos are going to start tagging together again, right?
Well, Jay said he doesn't want to do that. He's too enjoying his singles run. I mean, it's not his call, but I would not put him back in a tag team with the way he's just fucking shooting up, man. He's fucking killing it. I think that'd be a step backwards for him.
But what does this leave to Jimmy, though?
Jimmy will do something. You got to partner up with somebody. I don't know how the fallout of this bloodline is going to be. You have the other guy coming in that's I forgot the tall guy's name. Something Aleo. I forgot his first name. You got him.
But I feel like Jimmy,
something like that. I don't know.
Jimmy had like pretty much like I don't want to say a tryout, but similarly like a tryout, like a test, if you will, at WrestleMania when he faced his brother, and I feel like Jimmy failed. Like it's hard to say like Jimmy could be a star on his own. Like Jay has already proven that and then some, even before WrestleMania.
That's what I'm saying.
It was a bad night for both of them.
Jimmy,
Jeff Hardy, it kind of like the Hardys. So like Jeff Hardy wound up having a great career as a singles competitor, wound up being a world champion, but then they come back as the Hardys.
That's a different story because Jeff, you can't rely.
Is it?
You can't rely on him.
They're brothers.
No, but you can't rely on him. He's not dependable. He's not a single superstar anymore because he sucks. He's not a single superstar because he has demons he's battling and keeps falling off. He's not dependable. How are you going to put the company on this guy's shoulders when you can't trust him?
Whoa! Company on the guy's shoulders. Do you think?
I'm saying when he was.
Do you think Jay is that guy? Do you think Jay has potential then to be the guy?
Yeah, of course he has. He asked me this like earlier this year, and I said not now, but eventually, yeah, I see him definitely.
No, yeah. So I know I did, but now, we're months later. Now you do
not still not in 2024. But ask me again in 2025. Yeah, that'd be a different story. But Jimmy, you gotta do something with Jimmy. Jimmy's not bad. He's good. One of the best tag teams in history.
But that'll be a shame though, because like as we're talking about this, so it's like reeling it back in by the tag team division being revitalized here with these new signings, like that'll be robbing the fans of an experience, though. Like, I feel like, yeah, Motor City Machine Guns and the Lucha Brothers, they're automatically to the top of the tag team division. But the Usos have been the constant of the tag team division in WWE for years, being the team. We're not going to see any of those matchups?
They'll come back together, yeah. They're not going to be a tag team long term. You'll have them reunited for several things, but they're not going to be reunited permanently.
All right, I'll talk about it. And I don't care about who's champion right now. On top of your head, even NXT included, who's the best tag team right now in WWE?
I mean, I'm biased. I'm still loving the Good Brothers, and I always have been. Good Brothers just next to none right now. The Tongas, every time you see them, are underwhelming. Maybe I'm not sure if they're not bad. Maybe they're taking a while to adapt to the WWE style or system, whatever that is nowadays under this new regime. Tag teams. I mean,
right, it's tough.
Yeah.
So, or any team that you just mentioned right now, are they better than the new signings coming in?
No, not at all. Oh, the Good Brothers can.
That's the problem.
Good Brothers are on their level.
They can be, but like, how many shots have they been given? WWE, they
haven't been given a shot this time around. They barely got a shot this time around. I don't know if the AJ Styles thing messed them up, him doing his own thing, but they were never given an opportunity here. So now maybe they can revitalize the tag team division. They can fucking do something. And you got a lot of hot tag teams in NXT coming up too. Tag team in NXTs are.
Well, I said I included NXT in this conversation. So
no, but they didn't bring them in. There's not because they're not on the level. They're young coming. You have a lot of young and up and coming tag teams. They're not on the level of the Machine Guns, of course not, or the Good Brothers. That's what the Good Brothers are down there for, to help craft these guys. So I'm excited, man. It's a good time. See what happens in the next 6 months. 2025 should be a fun year for tag teams.
Oh hell yeah, man! Lots of big signings coming to WWE this year. Like, I feel like they're not doing as many signings as AEW has done, but they're doing the right ones. And these two teams right here could totally revamp that tag team division. It needs a massive makeshift. It's needed one for the last 20 years. But Putty, moving on. Well, actually, no, that's it. That's all I have for news. Ha, got you.
Really? Okay. So we talk about politics now, then, or you want to still wait till the go home thoughts?
Let's wait for go home thoughts.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
Marcus, what was trending this week in TV?
All right, buddy.
What's so funny? What's so funny? You're laughing here. What's going on? Do you want to share with the rest of the class?
No.
Okay, wow.
So the biggest news in wrestling happened at SummerSlam. It was the return that we've all been waiting for of the tribal chief gorilla position at WWE GP. Roman Reigns' return to SummerSlam last night has been viewed 75 million plus times already across WWE's social platforms. And his brand new championship belt design on WWE Shop sold out, generating $800,000 plus in revenue in an hour. The original tribal chief is a draw, brother. Hard to deny those numbers, buddy. Is it safe to say that Roman Reigns is the top face of the company, already surpassing Cody Rhodes?
That's safe to say, yeah. I wouldn't argue that.
Wow. Just after one night.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, we are doing this before SmackDown has aired.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to come back. I'm surprised we're doing this tonight. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to compare. I mean, Roman, we love the chase of Cody Rhodes to the story. 2 years we invested in this story. And now he is the face of the franchise, the champion. It's great. But the underlying cloud was, when's Roman coming back? Especially when this Bloodline 2.0 started taking off. You know it's coming. Right? You know, especially what the thing Solos was saying, the whole drastic change with Paul Heyman. And Cody was never really gotten too invested in a main, deep, engaging storyline as champion. Doing a great job. I love Cody Rhodes. This is not a knock on Cody at all. But Roman brings him with invested storylines, invested fans, invested rivalry already. The story's already written for itself. You know, again, everyone already assuming there's going to be a War Games match, Bloodline versus Bloodline. So there's a story here. What's Cody's story? What's his next for him? We don't know. Right? This guy's more popular. The story's written itself. Thank you, Cody. Again, it's not a knock on Cody. It's just fucking Roman Reigns.
God damn. I want to disagree with you so bad.
All right,
like
good luck.
so bad because I love Cody Rhodes. Yeah, no, yeah. Thank you. Good luck. Good luck is needed.
I love Cody Rhodes
in
too.
this
There's
case
not
scenario.
there's not a knock on Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes has done a
No,
great
I know
job.
you do. I know. Like, hey, listen, I'm a Cody crybaby. What is it? What has it been? Why has Cody not been in a solid storyline? He's had solid matches.
Right, yeah. Any match
Sure.
is solid. Yeah, this fucking AJ Styles matches, fucking not killer. Match of the year potential in Lyon, France.
And he carried himself in such a way, he still does.
Yeah.
That's like, a locker room leader, like, John Cena-esque, but yet making his own.
He walks the part,
like,
he talks the part. He walks it like he talks it. It's just there's no storyline. There's no competition. Unless they're holding off for certain things. But there's no reason to get invested in him as champion when we're not invested against anybody else. There's no story.
It's like
to
a
get
damn
invested in.
shame because because Cody, the whole Cody bloodline thing of course like makes sense that he's so tied to it that the second biggest event of the year, SummerSlam, it's supposed to be a big storyline, but it wasn't necessarily for Cody. It was all to set up for Roman's return.
Yeah.
It just completely, man, it makes Cody second fiddle. Is this a problem?
If it is, it's a good problem to have. Like you're a basketball team, you have the fucking top two players on your team. You're gonna start both of them. Yeah, both men are starting.
So is Roman like Michael Jordan and Cody Scottie Pippen?
Maybe one's KD, one's Steph Curry. For those younger fans who don't know who you're talking about.
Maybe even still, you might be dating yourself.
It's just, and again, this is not a knock. And I heard after WrestleMania too, there's no set long-term stories for Cody going forward.
Why? How is this possible?
I don't know.
He's the champion of the company.
Again, maybe their main storyline is still building up to this bloodline.
But it would be
It's like a soap opera. You got your A storyline.
right.
Then you got your B storyline.
Like Roman had so many storylines, right?
The bloodline.
Like as champion.
Oh, you mean overall? Yeah.
Yeah. Like why can't you do something similar? Of course, like it looks like they want Cody to have the belt to at least WrestleMania, right? And then from there, let's see what happens. My guess is going to be The Rock,
Probably.
So, I mean, there's so much they could have done, and still can do until then. Like, who's even going to be his opponent at Bash in Berlin?
Cody's? Don't know. We'll find out. We'll probably find out when you guys listen to this because they'll probably do it on SmackDown. Again, that's the hard part of doing the show Thursdays. We're missing a big chunk of the stories. But we'll see what happens in SmackDown. Could be anybody.
I guess. My heart just sinks for Cody. This was my fear. Remember, like, as we're talking about finish the story. It's like, be careful what you wish for. Because then what? Like, Becky suffered that when her first women's championship run. Like, the chase was so great and she finally won it. And then it was like, wow, then what? I feel like Cody's isn't so drastic because he's still put on banger of matches and he's still carrying himself as the face of the company. And the fans are still hot for him.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's just, there hasn't been enough of a storyline for us to sink our teeth into.
I think we talked about this before. People are saying it's harder now to get on the show. Like Vince would do rewrites all the time. You can go to Vince and say, Vince, how about this? And he'd be like, oh yeah, let's try this. Triple H has written the stories out for months in advance. Mm-hmm. So going after WrestleMania, I'm assuming this was the story. Again, storyline A was the evolution of Bloodline 2.0, the evolution of Solo Sikoa, bringing in all these new guys. That was their main focus. Then the main focus wasn't Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes can be Cody Rhodes. He can do the signings, the TV shows, the appearances, no problem. We don't need him to be on TV every week defending the belts, because everyone loves Cody Rhodes. But that hurts you, the fact that there's no long-term story. Who's his biggest rival right now? AJ Styles? He had 2 matches with the guy.
Right.
He feuded him for like 2 weeks altogether. Right.
Yeah, but his biggest rival is the Bloodline.
Yeah, I'm saying
that's who it is. But and he's still tied into it. Like, who knows? Maybe Cody and Roman 3 does happen at WrestleMania. I don't know.
And there's no threat of Money in the Bank anymore. There's no threat of King of the Ring. It's now see what happens in the next couple of months. The next couple of months, storyline A is going to be this Bloodline War. What happens with Cody? The great question. We'll find out tonight on SmackDown. Going forward, see what happens to Basher Berlin. I can't think of a name on SmackDown. That's a contender.
A trade did happen. A trade did happen, apparently. So we saw Randy Orton on Monday Night Raw. I mean, so it could be anyone at this point.
Yeah, it wasn't a trade. It was just an appearance, but it could be anybody, yeah.
Right. Which leads me to my next topic here, actually, buddy. Randy Orton. Let's talk about that one. Showing up on Monday Night Raw. WWE on TNT Sports at WWE on TNT. A quote from Randy Orton. But did you really beat me at King of the Ring, Randy to Gunther? Which, of course, we all remember. Randy's Orton. His shoulder is up, prompting a rematch now here for the championship at Bash Berlin, which is why Randy Orton was on Monday Night Raw. Putty, what do you think? Is Randy Orton the right choice for Gunther's first opponent? For his first title defense, I should say.
Who's going to face Cody Rhodes, right? There's no built-in storyline. Who's going to be qualifying to be a contender against him? For Gunther, again, the storyline's already built in with the shoulder on the up. Everyone's talking about that. People forgot about it. Storytelling. Let's bring that back. That was done for a reason. To make Gunther's first opponent Randy Orton. And for somebody who has drastically changed the face of the IC title, who isn't a flashy guy. I made him my Superstar of the Year last year, but he was not ever involved in a long-term story like Cody was. He wasn't involved in a main rival like Cody has not been. Same thing they did with Cody, they did with Gunther, but Gunther pulled it off somehow because he's just so dominant in the ring. You look forward to his matches. So who better to test him against on the main event level? Probably one of the best of all time on the main roster right now, Randy Orton. And everyone wants to see Randy break the record, right? He's not going to, of course, for his title defense. That would be a waste, but it'd be good to. It's a good story. In fact, again, going back to the shoulder being up, it writes itself. This is fucking genius. Who else? Not Randy Orton.
So here's the thing, like, kind of tying the two last subjects together here. You want to talk about like long-term storytelling, right? Like a story that's like
I don't know.
Right there, ready to go. Like Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes would have been it. I thought they were in the same roster. You know, Randy Orton groomed them up from the legacy. The last few times that they were like, you know, sharing a ring together or backstage, you see Randy Orton just eyeing the championship. Like, what gives? I feel like that was just setting itself up to be like, ooh, especially Randy Orton heel turn. Come on now.
Yeah, come on.
Come on now.
Then who would face Gunther?
Like this would be. There'll be months of storytelling right there alone.
But who would face Gunther? There's nobody on that level yet.
The storyline
between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton is hot. He could do that at any time. He can set that at any moment. Right now is not the moment.
I don't know. Who's on Monday Night? Sheamus?
Okay, come on. Fuck that guy.
Sheamus and Gunther. Okay. But still, Sheamus and Gunther, I mean, they have a lot of great chemistry, and it makes sense.
He's just coming back from injury.
He's a former world champion.
Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Drew McIntyre?
It would have.
But they're heels. He's a heel. There's nobody on Gunther's level on Monday Night Raw. No one could touch him except coming off his IC championship reign.
Seth Rollins obviously is taking time off. Mm-hmm. CM Punk doesn't make sense. I'm trying to think who else. Who else? Oh, Jey Uso.
Sami Zayn, Jey Uso. You can't put Jey Uso in the title picture now. You can't do that right now. When you put him in the title picture, he has to win.
You can't.
I think Randy was perfect. Great. Because I totally forgot about the shoulder not being on the mat. I totally forgot about it. Great way to bring that back in. Oh, now it makes sense.
No, I mean, it does. It does. It's good storytelling right there. You're right. There's a tie-in there. You know, I was just questioning, like, you know, we're talking about, you know, long-term storytelling, and, like, you know, of course, like, Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes immediately comes to mind, but, you know, this does make sense. I mean, I think it is obvious, it's very obvious that Randy Orton is not going to come out the winner here.
Yeah.
Especially, like, you know, it's taking place in Germany. Yeah, this has the makings of putting Gunther even more over than he already is.
Yeah. Especially in his hometown. Home crowd boy.
Hometown. Yeah. And it, like, beating someone like Randy Orton, this time clean. your first title defense. That's massive. That is absolutely massive. And they had good chemistry. It was a good match.
Yeah, it's good. Everyone wanted to see it back, and now we're getting it back. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm really trying to think. I'm sorry, I'm still like kind of stuck trying to think like who else could have been a good opponent. But now you're like, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing for Cody though. Like, you know, like who else is there? Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens probably would have been a good one for Gunther.
We'll see what happens when the dust settles in the bloodline. Because they're going to be the main storyline. Cody, who's going to face Cody at Bash or Berlin? I don't even know. I can't even think of the roster right now on a SmackDown offhand, except outside Kevin Owens. Maybe give some young guy a chance, or go back to AJ Styles, Mr. Reliable, Part 3.
Carmelo Hayes.
A little too early, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Anywho, Bash of Berlin already set up with its main event right there. Of course, like I can't see that being any other spot in the card except for main event Gunther and Randy Orton.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure it's going to steal the show. Yeah, no, I guess it's the right opponent. You know, I just question. For me to question is what's up with Cody. But moving on though, Putty, let's go on to NXT. Dude, I feel like we can't help but talk about this guy every time he shows up in NXT, because of just how good he is and like how much people love him. Who else am I talking about? But Joe Hendry, WWE at WWE, quoting Joe Hendry right here. I like it here, and I might just stay for a lot longer. Joe Hendry doesn't care if anyone in the locker room has a problem with it. He's sticking around in WWE NXT. Putty, what do you think about this, man? What does it mean for Joe Hendry? Like, it sounds like he's going to stay in NXT full time, but what does that mean for TNA?
Nothing. They still have Joe Hendry under contract. Remember, TNA tapes a month of shows on one weekend, so Joe Hendry's still going to be there. He's under contract with them.
Sure.
And then he said he's training in the Performance Center, which is a huge plus for him as a person. Still doing indie appearances. I saw somebody post today. I'm not sure what platform it was. And it's funny how everyone's excited about being an independent contractor, being treated like an independent contractor. When I heard that, I'm like,
yeah, that's a very good point.
That's a good point. I wasn't even thinking about that. That makes sense, yeah. He's under some sort of contract with the WWE. And now you have TNA and the Indies. This guy can do whatever the fuck he wants. The world's his oyster right now. It's great. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. It's an even greater time to be Joe Hendry.
Yeah, what does his payday look like from NXT?
I would like to know.
What I wonder.
I would like to know that. It has to be
because
per appearance deal.
We had the financials for Jordan Grace. It was like only 3 appearances, but she got paid like 6 figures.
Yeah. So God knows what they're doing with him.
Right. And that wasn't because Jordan Grace is a champion at TNA? I don't know. But, like, one would have to think... I mean, Joe Hendry's already had more appearances already than Jordan Grace, so...
He had a concert. One of his world-famous concerts on NXT. Who would have thought you'd see that? Love it.
Right?
Love it. Great time to be Joe Hendry.
He's getting treated like a top rising star in NXT. Meanwhile, he's still under TNA contract.
Nuts.
It's wild.
Yep.
It's wild.
We're in uncharted waters here. We don't know what's going to happen. It's a great time. It's fun.
Right. Like, so what does this mean then for others? You're right. This is a perfect time to be an independent contractor, technically under WWE, because he's the definition of it right now. He's a mercenary, essentially. Yeah. The whole, what people might be underestimating is the fact that he can also appear in the indies.
Yeah.
You know, like, and for a person of Joe Hendry's stature, that's still a lot of money that he could be making on the side.
Yeah, it's not going to be cheap, like, give me $200. You know, he's coming to HOG in a couple weeks here in the tri-state area. And they bring in big names, big money. And it's like he's not getting a couple hundred. He's getting a big payday for indie appearances because he draws people and he's a draw.
And then his merch, how does that work? It's not WWE that owns his merch. And I don't think TNA owns the merch. He has the rights to the merch, right?
That I do not know. I know they're selling his merch on TNAshop.com. They're selling a Joe Hendry shirt, but I also think they're selling it on Pro Wrestling Tees. I do not know about that. They're selling it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, his merch, the autographs, his appearances.
And his song
he's still in Cameo.
His song is his, right? In Cameo, yeah, he is.
Yeah, I think it charted number 4 on the charts in United Kingdom.
And that's money to him directly. That's not TNA.
No, it's him. He wrote it himself.
Right. So, dude, this guy's a fucking genius. He's rewriting the game. Like, we talking about Matt Cardona, right? As being such a smart business guy. And he was during his time in WWE, for how he made a name for himself, to leaving WWE, or getting fired, but like still making an even bigger name for himself.
Yep.
Outside of that, probably getting paid even more. So props to Matt Cardona, but I feel like Joe Hendry took that playbook and made it his own. Like, why don't more wrestlers do this? And do you think this opens the door for other wrestlers to do so?
If they can get on his level, yeah. I don't know what it is about Joe Hendry. I think it's the music. It's the songs. It's the posing.
He's also,
it's the cheesiness. It's the gimmick.
He's also solid in the ring, though.
Yeah. He's
great.
Which makes
it's
the whole
not like
the turnarounding and posing thing, the cheesy grin, the song, the waving of the hands. It's all gimmicks. But he can pull it off. If you get somebody else to develop a character that everyone can fall in love with like this, doors wide open.
Okay, so do you think, because like I was a big Bobby Roode guy, love Bobby Roode.
Me too, big fan.
Obviously did a lot of great things in NXT, but when he got up to the main roster, like Dolph Ziggler is the one that kind of called him out. Like, dude, you're just a guy with a great song.
Yeah,
right. And that kind of ruined Bobby Roode. Do you think there's a possibility that this could be it? That this is Joe Hendry's ceiling, or do you think that he could transcend into the main roster?
Easily transcend. This guy's electric.
What is the difference between him and Bobby Roode? Is it the charisma?
The character. Bobby Roode just had a good song.
Character.
Bobby Roode can go in the ring, but a lot of people don't care if you can go in the ring. You can't back it up like on the mic or in the ring as a character and promos and stuff. Bobby Roode destroyed it in TNA. He was fucking killing it. He was the fucking face of the franchise at one point.
Yes.
And TNA and NXT, he killed it. The main roster, he was a guy with a cool song, and he went to Dolph Ziggler route. They never gave him a chance. I don't think Vince liked him. Remember, we're in different territory now. We're in new uncharted waters, like I said. If Bobby Roode came up now, it would probably be a different story.
Oh, man, you think so?
He's just that damn good. I mean, he doesn't have, like, anything. He has a catchy song. WWE gave him that catchy song.
He did, yeah.
Joe Hendry can use this song wherever the fuck he goes, and
I know,
charted on iTunes in other countries.
I believe, man. I love the dude, I can't wait to see what he does next, man. I hope it does lead to bigger and better things for him in WWE. Like, God, even especially with Raw going to NXT, Raw going to Netflix, right? And Raw has always been considered like the SNL, like a variety act, like geared towards like, a mainstream, bigger audience, right? Joe Hendry fits perfect for that.
Yeah.
Like, Joe Hendry is like, it's kind of what they wanted Elias to be, but better.
There was a couple weeks ago, he had an indie appearance against Elias, and his song was that he stole his gimmick. I stole your gimmick. I forgot what the song went. You can't replicate him. But in TNA, I forgot what feud he had, and he was doing these skits, these vignettes of like somebody dying in the hospital. But someone said Joe Hendry's name, and he appeared, and everyone's like, "Oh, happy to see Joe Hendry." The guy's flatlining on the bed. A couple's getting into a huge fight, and like throwing things, and someone says Joe Hendry's name, and the wife's all happy and leaves with Joe Hendry. And the husband's happy to see her go with Joe Hendry. He has that acting and skit, comedic talent to him as well.
He does.
This guy's untouchable, man. This guy's in a different game.
He is.
Someone was saying how before SummerSlam, it would be funny to see how Cody Rhodes is getting beat up by the Bloodline, and so-and-so comes out and saves him, but they beat him up. So-and-so comes out to save him, but they beat him up. And Cody just struggles to the mic and goes, Joe Hendry, and he appears. Because that's his thing. You say his name and he appears. So that's something they can go with down the future, where somebody just randomly is on the main roster and just mentions, what's that guy's name? Joe Hendry. Boom, he appears. So you don't have to plan on putting him somewhere. You just insert him anytime you want, because that gimmick as well. Just say his name and he appears. There's so many avenues you can go with this guy. It is unprecedented in this business. on this level.
I love it, man. I love it, and I do hope the best for him. I'm digging the route that he's going here. I dig how it's being done, and I hope this does open the door for other possibilities for other wrestlers down the road. But Putty, we do have to move on. Let's go to AEW. Putty, another wrestler that we both love. Actually started our friendship, I think, if you will.
Joe Hendry, you say his name and he appears. This guy, you spell his name. Spell it out.
It is J-E double F. J-A double R. E double T.
King of the Mountain.
Jarrett.
King of the Mountain.
Oh, absolutely, man. He was the main event on AEW Dynamite. Lots of mixed reactions about this on the Twitterverse.
Course.
Let's start it off here. I'm going to read a couple tweets to you, buddy.
Please.
Very contrasting tweets. Jonathan Snowden at J.E. Snowden.
Any relation?
I don't believe so. There's a lot to be learned from watching Jeff Jarrett. I hope the young guy studies him. Excuse me. Selling, great punches, ring presence, the way he positions himself for moves without looking like he's positioning himself. Really great pro wrestler. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Glowing review of Jeff Jarrett, I believe. Spot on. Now let's get to JD from NY. At JD from NY206. Why AEW ratings are in the fucking toilet. Jeff Jarrett is in the main event in August of 2024. Tony, very contrasting tweets right here. Buddy, why is it that Jeff Jarrett doesn't get enough credit?
I don't know. I think smart people give him credit. Wrestling fans give him credit. The fact that his gimmick, he never got over. He was a joke. And apparently in WCW, when he was champion, he wasn't really a serious champion. I wasn't watching WCW at the time. So I don't know how his tenure in WCW was. He was never taken seriously. The ratings in AEW are in the toilets because of Jeff Jarrett in the main event is a stupid saying because Jeff Jarrett has not been in the main event. If Jeff Jarrett was always in the main event scene, then you can blame the ratings on him. So that point is moot. I just don't understand. I mean, I've forgone partying on Bourbon Street in Nolans to watch this guy's speech in the Hall of Fame in the hotel room by myself. This guy's a legend, and this guy's mind for this business is all up there with anybody's. And it's a shame Triple H does not like him, so he's not in the E, but it's also a blessing because now he can actually be wrestling on AEW.
I didn't actually know Triple H didn't like him. What's the beef there?
I don't know. I know they don't. He doesn't like him too well. That's why he let him go of his position and replaced him with the Road Dogg.
Well,
I just don't. I heard that he did not like him at all, or they don't get along well. I think him and Vince did, and Triple H don't. And that's why I got rid of him as soon as Vince left. But again, I don't know. We can spend all day here talking about Jeff Jarrett. It's just he's not respected because I think he was never taken seriously by the mainstream wrestling fans.
Which is wild, man, because he is so talented. I just recently saw some clips. There's some Twitter account, Wrestling Grapple or something like that. They post like old clips of wrestling matches, and one of which was Jeff Jarrett and Shawn Michaels back in the 90s.
Was this a debut of Sweet Chin Music?
I think it was.
That's where I got the name from.
Yeah. Yes, good memory.
Thank you.
And like just the chemistry that they had. I feel like the more I thought about it, I was thinking a lot about that clip afterwards. I was thinking about Jeff Jarrett. He had chemistry with a lot of people, though. Mm-hmm. Like, of course, Shawn Michaels is like one of the, if not the best wrestler to ever live.
Yeah.
And Jeff Jarrett honestly doesn't get enough credit, man, just for his in-work ability and his character. Dude, his early character in WWE, the F at the time, was awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
It was so awesome.
Yeah. Those vignettes, the country star, I can still sing that song today. It was great.
Lay down for us. Lay it down for us.
Then we got to pay the rights and stuff. I don't want to fucking.
Yeah, that's true. We do.
And plus, don't forget about WEF. That's just WEF, yeah. WEF. Remember, this guy founded TNA. He took a nothing company. He founded it himself, and he made it to what it was, which at the time was big enough. And then it went downhill once he sold it. So this guy's mind for this business is great. He's a huge asset to AEW. I do not know why he doesn't get credit. And again, I think he deserves it.
He definitely does. I mean, he is in WWE Hall of Fame, so I guess he's gotten some credit
Rightfully
there.
So, yeah.
Rightfully so. But, like, he's 57 years old, right? Like, if the late 50s. And the dude still put on a banger of a match with Bryan Danielson.
And he's part of that group with Sanjay Dutt and that tall guy, Samir Singh. I forgot his name. Satnam Singh. Which are heels. They're bad guys. You know, people don't like them. They're dirty and they're conniving and cheaters. But I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. A friend sent me this clip of his promo behind the scenes on AEW. It was long, I think it was several minute promo about Owen, and this guy's just talking raw emotions. You see a whole new side of Jeff Jarrett, and that fed off to other promos, and now what he's doing with Daniel Bryan about the whole Owen thing, and respecting Owen, best friends. I don't know why that's not featured enough on TV. Maybe not many people have seen that aspect of this too. They might be a little confused of why is he, don't we not like this guy? Why are people cheering him all of a sudden? That could have been handled differently as well, but interesting. And great way to incorporate Owen with him, bring that history back together, which is why he's in the main event, because he wants to see Daniel Bryan.
Bryan Danielson.
Honor Owen's memory.
Right. And it was a great payoff. I mean, Bryan Danielson, Jeff Jarrett did his job, right? He made Bryan Danielson look like he's ready for Swerve Strickland, but it was still a banger of match, especially for someone that's 57 years old. Can I fucking remind people of that? My God.
Yeah, hardcore arena match, yeah.
Yeah, dude still got it.
Yeah.
Like, it was a main event worthy match. Darius Carter, the BCW World Heavyweight Champion.
Not the JD. Wasn't main event worthy.
Yeah, Darius Carter, BCW World Heavyweight Champion, tweeted this about about this match, saying, "All right, because of this, I'm tuning into AEW right now." Like,
it's high praise,
big time praise. I think Jeff Jarrett has the respect of the workers.
Oh, hands down,
the wrestlers for sure. I think the real ones know for sure how damn good he is, and then I guess it's like the younger fan base. Because I feel like that's what AEW is. A lot of young fanboys that maybe don't have a lot of respect for older talent,
sure.
Right? That they don't believe like the old guys should main event. I don't know. Maybe it's that. I don't know. I'm speculating here. Like,
he hasn't wrestled AEW style either. He's not an indie guy. He's not a flippy guy. He's not a fast-paced luchador. He's an old school,
it's more methodical,
Midwestern, Mid-Southern, old school wrestler. He comes from a different breed. And it shows.
But it worked. It worked. But these are also the same people that are saying Chris Jericho should retire too. So I don't know. You can't make AEW fan base happy, unfortunately. But Putty, that is all the time we have.
So much more stuff happened. How is this possible?
Yeah. Well, we take the top. You see, we take the top of what's trending of each show. You see, and we make it into a show. Otherwise, we'd be doing this every single day.
But be like, how's Judgment Day not trending? Wesley turning on the Rascals. Mariah May. So much more stuff. Guys, not trending. It's fucking nuts. Anyway.
I mean, they were
trending.
That's
fine. No, that's fine.
They were trending.
I didn't go home thoughts for you, my friend.
I mean,
Mr. Homeowner.
Do you want to do a show every single day?
No, first of all, this is also way too long. I'm ready for bed.
Touche.
Go home thoughts for you.
Go home thoughts. I just saw something interesting right now. I feel old.
You
know? Old. Oh, wow. Thanks, Dick. Do I really?
Yeah.
No. I'm good. So, Attitude Era started in 1997, right?
Yeah.
You know who was born in 1997?
Bieber?
Maybe. I'll rattle off some names here. Braun Breaker.
Oh, okay.
Dominic Mysterio. And Austin Theory. Born in 1997. Born the same year as Attitude Era. How wild is that?
Missed out. Good times. But yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
God damn.
Shit happens. Now look at them.
Right now, look at them.
Taking over. Good for Dominic Mysterio, man. Good for that guy.
Right?
Someone made a great observation, too. Probably one of the most biggest heels in the company had a heel turn. Amazing. Amazing. I've never heard a heel taking a heel turn before. Very funny.
Pretty much, like, he just like dug in even deeper as a heel.
Can't wait. Good stuff.
But no, you're right. I mean, there's been a lot of great storylines, a lot of great segments that happened over the week. It's just hard to fit it all into our show here. Yeah, I mean, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, I mean, that storyline is just getting better and better and better. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Bronson Reed. Holy shit.
How's that not trending number one over whatever you picked? Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it came out why it came out, because they're written him off the TV, makes sense, but good for him. Finally, you need somebody to break out. That's this good guy's been floundering for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. And Odyssey Jones, too. How about that?
Where did that come from? This guy was drafted to the Raw, 2 years ago? From NXT? And we never seen him since?
I had an insane amount of social media views.
Because people are like, who the fuck's this guy? Or I totally forgot about this guy. Again, also leading up towards the breakup of the New Day. Austin Theory. Not Austin Theory. I'm thinking Austin Creed. Xavier Woods didn't know about it. Teasing that storyline even further.
Right. Someone was talking about, like, how do you feel about Karrion Kross's return to WWE so far? Like, I feel like honestly it's been going well. The final was it Final Testament? Yeah. They're giving him something to do. Like, he's got like an ongoing storyline here. I feel like there's a lot of like stories that are taking about all throughout the roster, and like, dude, again, this takes me back to tying it in to the Attitude Era, when like everyone had a storyline, everyone had a purpose for being on TV. It wasn't just a match for a match for a match. Like, everything kind of meant something, which I dig. That's how you maximize the roster that you have.
Are they a dominating faction? Are they taking over the whole show? No. But when they were formed, people were like, oh, they're not doing anything. What's the point of them? And they didn't really do much. Now they're doing stuff. People are still bitching and complaining. It's just fans are so fickle, you can't make anybody happy. I'm enjoying it. I'm a big fan of this group together. I liked since day one, and I'm happy they're actually doing something. And I'm curious to see where they go from here. It's intriguing. So it makes me want to see what happens next week. It wants me to tune in. If I'm fast forwarding something, I'm like, oh, let me see what they're doing now.
Now you got this new faction here with Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, and Zoe Stark. Like, again, like, you're maximizing your roster.
American Made. I'm excited to see Chad Gable with the Creed brothers. That should be a fucking hot pairing once this Wyatt 6 storyline passes through. Instead of the Wyatt 6. I mean, there's so much to talk about. I think that's why we switched to trending, because if we weren't picking trending topics, we'd be here all day. There's so much stuff to talk about.
A lot, man. Like, they're firing on all cylinders, and it's just fantastic. Like, as you said, like Wes Lee turning heel. Like, I feel like this past week for WWE, and I'm curious what happens to SmackDown. Like, it's the focus has been, like, seems like on creating new stars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker was already on he was already on the cusp of becoming a star, and I think SummerSlam just kind of cemented it. But, like, you know, what I'm talking about, Bronson Reed kind of filling the spot that Braun Breaker just left.
Oh yeah,
you know, Odyssey Jones, Wes Lee, like these guys, like, stars are in the making. That Wes Lee heel turn is huge for his career.
Yeah,
huge.
No one saw it coming. He brings these two guys from TNA to help him, and all of a sudden he turns on them, and it goes in the closing moment, like, you left me. Like, he didn't leave you, got fired, but it's just built-in storyline there. That's really intriguing as well. There's so much stuff. Well, makes it impossible to not fast forward, because you're watching. There's so much stuff to watch, and then you have AEW.
Yeah.
But
it sounds like we have to stop, because it sounds like we're like AEW haters, and I just put out this whole tribalism post on
I watch it every week,
Twitter and Threads.
I watch all the shows. It's just but nothing's intriguing.
We pay attention.
We pay attention, but nothing's like intriguing. Nothing that's outside this Mariah May storyline, which is coming to an end.
Right.
It's what else is there right now? Except you have Christian now and his group. It's just hard. It's always changing every week. There's no real storylines. The action's amazing. It's just storylines is what makes things trend.
And Britt Baker is helping us too. Although Mercedes Moné is just falling flat, huh?
That's what people are saying. I mean, I never thought she was that great at the mic to begin with, but now you're just seeing it more raw because there's no script to read.
It's wild. It's actually a little disappointing. Like,
And she only had one match.
It's weird. It's weird. It's weird though, because like on Instagram, like she cut like a better promo. Like, I don't know what's going on there. There's some sort of disconnect. Like maybe the fans are expecting more with Mercedes. Maybe it was not a good crowd, but then again, Britt Baker, she brought it, and they were eating her up.
She had only had one match all these months too. That's also hurting her, I think. I know the first couple she was hurt, but get her ass back in the ring. Do a tag team with Camille and somebody else. I don't know. Do something. Get her in action. She's not that great on the mic. Let's see what she's good at.
Which is wild because I don't necessarily remember her being bad on the mic.
She was never great. She was never exciting or one of the top mic talkers in the company. It was her talent is what set her apart in the ring.
Yes, I guess.
And they're not showcasing what brought her to the dance.
Or maybe like it was better writing on WWE. Maybe.
Who knows? It could be multiple things.
Like in acting, right? Like there are definitely people that I know of who thrive on a script, right? And they can't improv for the life of them. Like improv and ad-libbing scares the shit out of them, right? And it doesn't necessarily make them a bad actor. It's just like, it is different levels and comfortableness of acting. When I started off acting in improv, right? That was how I got thrown into the wolves here. And I could work off a script, no problem. But like I love when a director allows me to do my own shit sometimes.
Of course.
That's just me. Maybe Mercedes is one of those people that just works better off a script.
It's possible. It could be multiple reasons. Who knows?
Maybe. Could be. Anywho,
you watch Red Zone?
On about this.
You watch Red Zone?
No, I do not.
You know what it is?
Yeah, NFL Red Zone you're talking about, right?
You know the concept of Red Zone? They should.
Yeah.
Instead of watching one boring game, you see all the big moments.
In the Red Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Olympics has that called Gold Zone.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Peacock, and one of the guys who hosts it is the same guy who does Red Zone.
That's perfect.
So, like, I'm at work, and it's slow. I fucking pop on Gold Zone. I'm enjoying these Olympics for the first time. Like, really enjoying everything. Sad to see who come to win. What am I going to do at work now? Work? Boring.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, check out Gold Zone for the next couple days. Gold Zone on Peacock. It's very, very, very interesting. Make it more exciting. So it's sitting through these boring moments. Oh, gold medal moment. Let's see what's going on here. Check it out for the next couple days.
That's smart. That's really smart.
Very smart. I thought it was genius. Good. Especially now with football season coming on. It's great tie-in.
Yeah. No, I'm going to be getting it this season. I'm pumped. First time getting it. Of course, when the Jets actually might be good, but we'll see.
What are you getting?
What's that?
What are you getting this season?
NFL Red Zone and Sunday Ticket.
You know you can't watch Jets games, right?
I can watch the games, but I can't see what's happening next for me on the air quite yet. But on that note,
because just to throw everything out the air, a former coworker of mine, fiance, got him Red Zone, so he could watch Red Zone NFL Sunday Ticket, so he could watch the Giants games uninterrupted. But he goes to watch the Giants games and he can't because they're in his market. So if I lived in Miami, I couldn't watch Dolphins games on Sunday Ticket. I could watch everything else, but not my games out because they're on your TV. So don't get Sunday Ticket if you want to watch a particular team. Watch it for everybody, maybe for your fantasy football teams or whatever.
I'll just say this: for my career, sometimes I have to go away, and one of those times is coming up. I'm not allowed to speak that much more right now about this. We could probably talk more off the air, but on that note, guys, I am Mark Schwann. Please follow us on all forms of social media at Shot of Wrestling, including Threads, which we're trying to grow on there. You can check us on YouTube. Of course, as always, comment, like, subscribe, and much love, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in, and let us know how we're doing. Give us 5 stars if you think that's what we deserve. Write to us, tell us, your thoughts, chime in the conversation, and who knows, maybe we'll read your comments and your tweets aloud on here, on our show. Could be. Or we just might disregard it whatsoever, I don't know. But that's all I got.
Sunday, August 18th, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. BCW presents Grand Rumble, a tribute to Mama Pan. Tickets are still available. First Royal Rumble type match in BCW history. Looking forward to that. Good job promoting it. Wow. Let me tell AJ about this.
Wow.
For Mr. Schwann, I have been your host at Mojo Putty. Until next time, Putty out.
Hey, baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh, my. And maybe you seem a bit confused, yeah, baby, but I got you pinned. Ha, 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.